Arrington for his amendments.
The great state of Texas, Mr. Chairman, I hope that as a fellow Texan and a member of the Budget Committee, maybe I'll have more favorable consideration for this common sense amendment to pay for the things that we think are important and are priorities for our country. Let me say, a policy-making process that gives no consideration for paying for things is not only irresponsible, it's irrational. And this irrational process by which we make decisions on behalf of the American people to create more government without paying for it, I should say, by thrusting the cost on the backs of our children rather than taking either money out of the pockets of our citizens right here, right now, or cutting some program or some part of the government right here, right now, is the root cause of our reckless spending and our unsustainable debt, period, full stop. If we forced, let's say, if we were forced by a balanced budget amendment or some mechanism to have to consider the cost, I suspect, Mr. Chairman, we'd have half the government we have today. We'd have more freedom, more local and state decision-making instead of everything being decided here, and we'd have a brighter future for our children. But here we are. So, can we decide together? Can we make a pact as Americans concerned about the future, and with the context of a $34 trillion debt and climbing, the highest level of indebtedness surpassing World War II, and we're in relative peace and prosperity, a nation that will add $20 trillion in additional debt over the next 10 years, and a country paying 62 cents on every dollar just to service the interest on the debt. To suggest our fiscal health is in decline is an understatement. To suggest that our balance sheet is upside down and the unfunded liabilities of $140 trillion over the next 30 years is not a threat not only to our economy and our security, but America's leadership in the world, and yes, I think the biggest threat to the future of America and my children's future in this country. So with that wind up, let me suggest to those who believe that this security package is in the best interest of the American people, that we should also consider that peace through strength is not only about military prowess and a foreign policy posture, it's about the strength of our balance sheet. It's about fiscal and economic strength, which is the underpinnings of all this. We don't get to make these decisions if we bankrupt the country or have a sovereign debt crisis. I don't think we've ever been in such a tenable situation. And I'm here to sound the alarm, and I'm here to appeal to the morality of our great leaders on this Rules Committee. Pay for it. And I got one right here, bipartisan, a provision that's been offered under the Obama administration in President Obama's budget and is, in fact, in the budget that we passed out of committee most recently, the Reverse the Curse GOP fiscal framework for saving this country and putting it on a path to balance. And it's site-neutral payments. Mr. Chairman, you know this better than anybody else, but what's happening today, Democrat friends and Republican colleagues, is that we're paying hospitals more to provide the same service with the same outcome, with the same equipment, often the same physicians and mid-levels for outpatient procedures that we pay less to independent physicians. That's $150 billion in savings, Mr. Norman. It seems pretty straightforward that we could offer up something that not only would pay for this entire security package and put a down payment of $50 billion to reduce the deficit that is exploding, but would also address our broken healthcare system. It would reverse the consolidation of doctors aligning with hospitals. We get less choice as patients. Seniors pay more money through deductibles and premiums. This is a winner chicken dinner, as we say back in Lubbock, America. And I just can't imagine why this bright, august group of proud Americans would not accept this in good faith and in order as an amendment. And that's my proposal, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, lastly, Alex Azar and Kathleen Sebelius, two former secretaries of Health and Human Services here for our great country, from different administrations, one from Trump, one from Obama, wrote an op-ed just today about this very issue, supporting site-neutral payments as a health care reform. With that, I thank you for your generous time, and I implore you to consider accepting this amendment.